Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Health Ministry issues warning to schools regarding dengue. Wrong direction. Opposition blasts government over increase in poverty figures. And later in sports, world champions Shericka Jackson and Daniel Williams headline Zurich Diamond League for Jamaica on Thursday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shane Masters and here are the details. School administrators are being urged to take extra precautions when the new academic year begins next week. The call comes from Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton following an increase in dengue cases across the island.
Our children are very vulnerable, and once they are vulnerable, if they are contaminated, they could take with dengue, the dengue virus, they could take that back home and it could become a spread. And we want to protect our children. We also want to protect those in the homes. So the Ministry of Health, through the parish health offices, are available to visit with these schools and to provide additional attention where necessary.
In the meantime, Dr. Tufton says that the ministry is now conducting a review of its dengue program.
The intention is to step up some activities at the community level. We're assessing where the index is highest, the presence of the Aedes aegypti. The community health aides are out in the field, the vector control workers, and they are assessing whether it is empty drums with water, used tires, solid waste, or storage for use for domestic use. That assessment is ongoing.
President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Leighton Johnson, has disagreed with the government's plan to replace watchmen with CCTV cameras. Speaking at the 59th annual JTA conference in Negril, Westmoreland recently, Education Minister Favour Williams said the traditional watchman system is being upgraded. But Mr. Johnson believes both the cameras and watchmen are needed to ensure schools are adequately secured.
I don't think that is a practical solution. I think the CCT cameras will assist in securing. There is the need for the physical presence of a watchman or a security guard to assist with the monitoring of the gates, to assist with patrolling, to monitor the compound in the night.
1,955 cameras have been installed at the entrance of 154 schools ahead of the new academic school year. The government failed to cushion the post-COVID-19 crisis, and that has contributed to the spike in the poverty among Jamaicans. That's the view from opposition leader Mark Golding to revelations from the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, that poverty in Jamaica climbed in 2021. Halshane Burke has more.
Local poverty and employment levels are trending in opposite directions, and opposition leader Mark Golding is perplexed.
The official unemployment number is 4.5%, the lowest that it has been in very, very long. At a time when you're seeing very slow levels and low levels of economic growth, projected to be some 1 to 2% this year and going into the future. And poverty rates have gone up by some 6% in 2021.
Speaking to PNP supporters in St. Mary, Mr. Golding explained the poverty situation could have been better had the Holness-led administration been more proactive.
We call on them to push on the crisis. They wouldn't listen to us. We're calling on them to cap the tax on gas so that drivers and motorists and transport operators wouldn't have to be paying exorbitant amounts of tax in the gas. They didn't listen to us.
The most recent data on poverty released by the Planning Institute of Jamaica was from 2021, but Mr. Golding believes things have got harder for Jamaicans since.
When you look at the fact that the COVID expenditures have come to an end, the remittances that were boosted by the COVID expenditures are no longer at the levels they were then, plus the cost of living increases, I would hazard a guess that those poverty numbers have not come down and have probably gone further up.
For him, the society needs a complete economic remodeling in order to escape the low pay and low growth predicament at present. And the place to start is with greater investments in education. Halshane Burke, TVJ News.
They can't give an exact figure, but a major need for some of the recent firebombing victims in Southside Kingston Central is money. Sandy Williams tells us more.
47 people were left homeless following a firebombing incident carried out by thugs last Friday. And while the authorities have provided emergency relief supplies, some residents say there is an increasing need for financial assistance. Money to replace lost documents and get children back on track for school are among the reasons. Patricia Campbell lamented a lack of financial help.
So what me must do now? Me not have no help. See me go look about my ID and my TRN and then I charge my money again for them. Forget them. So what me I go do?
Miss Campbell has been staying with her sister in St. Catherine. Traveling back and forth to Kingston, she says, is taxing.
Well, it's a put every cost for me because me have to come over every day. Me have to pay how much money for come over a morning time. And me have to go over back at evening time. It costs.
Moisha Marsh shares a similar sentiment. So many things to replace, but so little money.
My clothes them burn up, working clothes them burn up, my glasses burn up for my face, my baby them clothes burn up, them back to school things them burn up. So me that want like only per money for it. But I'm not sure how much money still, but only per money for it. For go make them go back to school, because I'm on the school at work.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Kingston Central Donovan Williams says he has been in contact with the victims.
We cleared the rubble and we are now going to bring in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Jobs Creation team, Social Housing Unit, to do some assessment. As you know, we can't just snap the finger and everything is solved overnight, you know. But we are reaching out. We have a list of all the victims and we have been in touch. So we are connecting. We're still there. So we want to see how best now we can do a long-term recovery program. You know, that is the reconstruction of the houses. You know, that's where the real issue is now, to get them back. But so far, we have, a lot of relief effort has been going on.
Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
And it's time for a break here on the Midday News, but stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. The Pedro Plains police have recovered a vehicle they believe was used by criminals to make their escape after robbing a motorcyclist in the junction area in St. Elizabeth last Thursday. Police say armed men in a silver Toyota Allion forced a man off his motorcycle and then drove off with it. Acting Commander of the St. Elizabeth Division, Deputy Superintendent of Police Coleridge Mento, says based on the information provided by the victim after the incident, they believe they have found the car the thieves used to carry out the robbery.
Both the bike and the motor car suspected of being involved in this incident were recovered. The men that were in the vehicle were not seen. The premises is a building that is undergoing construction. But we continue to appeal to the citizens to report the matters as quick as possible to the police. And I want to say thanks to the cooperation of the citizens who assisted us in the recovery of this matter.
DSP Minto says the vehicle is being processed.
As it relates to this incident, we have the detectives here, scenes of crime. The vehicles are being processed, dusting for prints and forensic evidence, and the investigation will continue as we proceed along.
Poker boxes, liquor, and ski masks were also discovered in the car. The vehicle was removed from the location by a wrecker. The man who was robbed expressed gratitude to the police.
I want to say thanks to the PJ Plains Police who come and support me this morning. I was held up this morning and Rob and Succum's police come and help me out this morning. So I want to give more thanks to the PJ Plains for make a quick response.
There have been 52 robberies and 95 break-ins recorded in the St. Elizabeth Police Division as at August 26. This is an 18% and 55% increase respectively when compared to the similar period last year. Pay us justly. That's the call from some coffee farmers in Portland. The farmers are upset over what they say is the unfair pricing of coffee per box. The farmers staged a protest Tuesday to draw attention to the issue.
Coffee start right from July. Them start the coffee about a month now and Up till now, they don't pay the farmer once, and tell the farmer how much. They want to give the farmer little and nothing for the coffee.
It's very expensive to deem the coffee, to get it reap, to keep it, everything is on the shoulder, farmer, the shoulder as a burden. So we need the pressure to come off the farmer by give us what we deserve.
The farmers say they have been suffering significant losses and are yet to meet with industry leaders to discuss pricing. They are accusing some industry players of attempting to crash the market again.
The coffee is like a baby that has never grown up. Never grown up. You always have to be treating coffee like a baby. That means that you have to be spending. But we are not earning from each box of coffee.
And it's now time for the Business Minute. Jamaica is expected to see more corporate meetings and conferences over the short to medium term. Director of Tourism Donovan White says that Jamaica has already seen a rebound in business travel since the COVID-19 pandemic hit.
All our partners are beginning to say that they are beginning to seed their reservations 6 months, 12 months, 18 months ahead for large groups coming back to Jamaica, and that is an extremely good sign for our forecasting ability of arrivals to the destination.
He says this is an important market for local tourism.
The MICE market, which is the Meetings, Incentives, Convention and Exhibition market, is a critical market segment for us that we lost completely during COVID. And it's the kind of market that is built on lots of sensitivities. And so we've worked very hard over the last 2.5, 3 years since COVID, really just building back the appetite for business travelers to Jamaica, meetings and conventions back to Jamaica.
Further afield, Amazon has raised its free shipping minimum for some non-Prime members. To qualify for free shipping, non-Prime members typically have to purchase an order totaling at least $25. But on Monday, the company raised that minimum to $35. And that's it for the Business Minute. Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the Bermuda Weather Service BWS is predicting storm winds will pummel sections of the island on Tuesday as Franklin passes to the northwest of the island as a Category 4 hurricane. Residents of Bermuda have been warned to stay alert and monitor weather and official updates. On the international scene, Australian medical experts have found a live 8 centimeters long roundworm from a python snake inside a woman's brain, the first case of its kind in the world. Details of the shocking case were released by the Australian National University and the Canberra Hospital. The roundworm was pulled from the 64-year-old woman after brain surgery, still alive and wriggling. Doctors suspect larvae or juveniles were also present in other organs of the woman's body, including the lungs and liver. And Tropical Storm Idalia has strengthened into a hurricane as it barrels towards Florida, with officials warning of potential destruction and risk of life. Forecasters say Idalia will intensify into an extremely dangerous major hurricane before slamming into the state's western shoreline on Wednesday. Much of Florida, including the heavily populated area around Tampa, will be affected by severe weather. High winds, heavy rain, and potentially deadly storm surges are all forecast. And those are the top regional and international stories. I'm Carrie Ann Simpson.
Thanks, Carrie Ann. We head to a quick break. When we come back, Jermaine Brown will have your Midday Sports Report.